And hello to all my Aquarius friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for December 2021. Now today they've dialed up for you a health spread. They want to focus on health and also physical health and spiritual health. It sounds like it's a weird spread, but it's actually quite interesting. I find them to be one of my most fascinating spreads that are very deep, very in-depth. Now, we're going to set it up in the storyline format. So it's a big spread. It's scattershot across all the different Aquariuses. That way we find the story that's right for you. There may be a couple that resonate with you, and that's okay. But it's really all about finding the one. So that's what we're going to do. And they've asked that I conclude your reading with the telling time spread. That's an interesting one that talks about time windows, all for 2022. So there's a certain week or months that they want you to pay attention to for next year and be aware of it right now. So we're going to get into it. We'll waste no time. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. So go ahead and hit the like button and build up the energy in here. And I'm going to bring you in here so you can watch. There we go. So what I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. Cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts it back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And it's the same procedure as if you were getting a personal private reading. And then they're ready to run. So here we go with Aquarius, the storyline set for health. December. Just bump the camera. I think you can still see it. I start with 5 and then I expand as I need to. So let's see what we got here. So there's our group. There's our main group. That's what they want to do. That's the main thing that I want you to see as well. Everything else is secondary to this. This is the most important. We have 1, 2, 3 inverts. Not enough to matter, so it's good to run just the way it is. And now I got to figure out pairings. This is, okay, interesting kind of set here. This is all going to be one story. It's going to be huge. And then these 2 are going to be separate. So we're looking at 3 different health stories here for the Aquariuses. I think we're all in view. Same cards, just different order. Well, slightly just segued here and separated out. Now I'm just getting more cards to describe the stories. That's going to need... do I do one more there? Yep. Okay. And then down here, this is almost going to be like a split deal. But it's all one common theme, which is going to be an interesting read. So that's good the way it is there. Everything in view, mostly. Well, you saw the main parts. That's the main thing I want you guys to see. And then I get an angel card for every story. So this is this. Here. And then one big one here. I'm going to give you an extra one because they kind of did this like 2. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to zoom out. We're going to get to work because we also got to do your telling time. So here we go. All right. Make some room. Kind of reposition this. Let's see what we got. Career. Yeah, it's really going to be read more like 4 stories. 3 and 4 are going to go together. I'll do those last because they're going to be extremely attached to each other, especially in regards to health here. Health is affecting career for one of them, and one of them not so much. So we're going to talk about both of those and why that is. But first, story 1 and 2. I'm going to start with the small storyline number 1. What they're talking about here is taking action, going backwards, getting over some small stick fights, some quarrels, some disagreements, whatever's going on with health that is affecting health here. There's action being taken at work. There's quite a few work messages in a few of these stories, and that's one of them. This one's definitely work related. So for a lot of you, it's like going backwards to go forwards, and it's affecting your physical health here. So this could be working yourself too hard at work if you have a physical job. This could also be stress. If you're just overly stressed, it affects your body. It's working too hard. And also, if you don't get enough sleep or whatever, that's kind of the thing there. They're telling you that we have the gift from God oracle card here. So there's a lot to be for you to receive here. So despite the fact that you're kind of going back to go forwards, whatever that means, it could even be something to do with a job from your past. Even Even like side income stuff comes up here. But this is an action going backwards to go forwards. Very interesting message there. It's not gonna hit everybody the same. So this is probably I don't know, maybe 20% of my audience here. But I guess the main advice I can give you is to pay attention to the gifts. That's what they show with the Oracle card. They want you to pay attention to the rewards here and not so much the stressors and the would-be fights. They show it as stick fights and kind of like you're getting over that, really. So it's moving into a better position where hopefully the disagreements and whatever turbulence that work is causing your health corner is getting over, or it's coming to an end. You know, December is a good time for the closures of that to wrap up. Keep in mind, they want you to take action here. So if there's anything that you could do to take more action, even if it's looking for another job, because that's a possibility too, you know, to look, go, like I said, go to the past, but it also moves away from the conflict. So maybe you just need a job that has less conflict. But anyway, pay attention to the gifts and the rewards that come to you from that story. As we move into story number 2, a lot of different ways you can take your health here. There is karmic attachment here that has nothing to do with you. You're dealing with karma from somebody else. So this could pop up as an actual physical health ailment, you know, something that, you know, you're dealing with that has nothing to do with you directly, but you know, you feel it because you're so close to the person. That could totally be it. But at any rate, there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. So this is whether this is you or the other person that they're talking about here, there's a lot of different treatment options. This is not just like a one street fix or a one-way fix. This is a lot of different options. It's presented in the 7 of Cups, so 7 different paths, 7 different possibilities. Lots exist here in potential. And with that Justice card coming in blocked, or basically telling me that this is not your justice, it's basically what it means, somebody else's deal. There's a small failure involved with this, but it's like, it's small, you know, it's setbacks. So whatever the setbacks are, you know, that just means that path is not it. You know, so if it's, for example, let's say it's a medication or a supplement, you know, if you're not getting the returns, it's not really working out for you, it's time to quit it. It's time to move on to something different. There's a lot of different choices here. So you don't, get rid of what doesn't work because you don't need it. They're showing that there's a lot of different ways that this can get resolved. They want you to take inventory of all the things that are going on here too. You know, to heal anything that's imbalanced. This is coming up as an imbalance. It makes me feel like it's more physical than spiritual, but at the same time, you know, balance is huge almost wherever it pops up. Almost wherever it pops up. And it being an angel oracle card and then bringing up balance here, you know, maybe certain paths or certain medications or treatment options or whatever you're doing here with your health, you know, maybe certain ones of them leave you imbalanced. So it's almost like a key where you need to just focus on the ones that bring you the balance, whether it's a chemical balance or like a happiness balance or whatever it is for you. So that's story 2, probably going to be most of my people there. Now, the big story being number 3, this is going to probably grab a bunch of people in different ways because here, oh boy, this is just so massively large. And that lets me know, I have a bunch of major arcana cards in here. When I have that happen, it lets me know how significant this is, how big of a theme this is. But at the same time, it's hard on details. But they gave me details on this side and the theme on this side. So we're going to dive into all of it in just a moment. But first, I got to do the moon cycles. I got to tell you guys about that. I do the moon cycle forecast every single month. That lets you guys know the best time to bring stuff in and get it out of your life. Give you both. So, for example, we have the new moon coming in on December 4th. Best time to bring anything new into your life and to attract it. So if there's something new you're trying to do with your work corner there so that your work isn't affecting your health, perfect time to bring that into your life is early December, even late December, because that starts getting into the January new moon. But middle of the month, no. Middle of the month is full moon energy. That's December 18th. That's when you want to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit anymore. Anything you need to get out. Just like one of these paths in storyline number 2 here. Something's not working. Good time to change it and get rid of it is right in the middle of the month. It doesn't have to happen on the 18th. Just any time toward the middle is fine. So using those lunar energies to your benefit is easy because it's already there. All you have to do is just kind of time certain events to it. And that'll make things flow much easier for you. So there is that. There's your moon cycles. Now let's get into story 3 and 4. I'm going to start calling them 3 and 4 because they're going to be connected, but they're going to also be slight variances here. Again, we're talking about career. They let me know career transition here. So for some of you, this is a shift that's needed because, work is just, it's affecting your health one way or another, even if you don't realize it. That's what they're telling me. Some of you don't even realize that this is like a huge deal. There's lack of growth here. There's hard work. And then I have fast traveling news. It's something that, and it doesn't mean it's positive. It could also be negative. Just news that comes to you very fast. Like, okay, this could also be, a good friend of yours at work that doesn't work there anymore. And just like all of a sudden, just boom, Sarah doesn't work here anymore. Well, that's not good. That's no fun. I liked Sarah a lot, stuff like that. That comes up for the fast traveling news. The hard work makes me feel very physical body again. I think we're getting into the spiritual on the fourth story, and that's kind of where they wanted to go and to drift with the connection here. I have blocked growth going on here because of hard work. So this is affecting, you don't want it to affect your finances. I do have blocked growth going in there, but at the same time, you got to do what you got to do so that your physical health is good and balanced. You can't be working yourself to death. You can't be stressing yourself to death. Like none of that stuff can happen. And it's kind of, they've been talking about work in different ways in almost all of these stories. So make sure that your work corner is in its corner, and make sure your health corner is in its corner, and that these two corners of your life are not getting too mixed up. You don't want that to happen. That's really what they're talking about. So as we move into the very last little part here, they're talking about first something that is completely broken, or at least that you feel is broken. It's a reminder from the universe that nothing is ever completely broken. More or less, anything can be fixed, anything can be repaired. There is no broken. Broken doesn't exist. It's a mindset. It's a kind of a human, stupid human trick that we do. Nothing's ever broken. Down here I have two kings. I have two different people, two different authorities, two different forces or authoritative forces or authoritative people down below this broken aspect here. Now, I feel this is very chakra related. I have the King of Swords and the King of Cups. Cups is more floaty, swords is more air. Really hard to pinpoint. I really wish they would have given me a chakra scrub to do with this, but they wanted to make sure you guys got the telling time instead. So it's going to be more important. I'm actually going to pop right back into that after I do this death card, because that'll probably make more sense. The death card they gave me is inverted, so it's letting me know that there's some skeletons in your closet that need to be cleaned here. These are spiritual skeletons. This is like the chakras that are clogged up, that aren't working, or your connection to the spiritual that's just not in tune. And as above, so below. So anytime there's any kind of like spiritual thing going on, it can manifest into physical. Like too much stress in a certain area of your body could actually turn it into cancer or turn it into something toxic, and now your body your immune system and everything else has to deal with it. That's kind of what comes up here. So there's a cleansing aspect to this. Something needs to be cleaned out or purged right here, and it's affecting both. This is something you got to do rapidly. They tell me that you got to take this action, and it's just got to be like sudden, like, okay, you know what, we're doing this and that's it. I'm like, after I finish this last cigarette, I'm not buying them ever again. That's it. We're going to do vape, or we're going to do cold turkey, or whatever you're going to do is going to be that sudden change. And even if it's just like, okay, I'm not going to do sugar anymore. No more sugar in my diet. Boom. So again, that's, getting something, well, it's both. If you're getting something out of your life, for example, the cigarettes example I gave you, that would be better placed in the middle of the month for that full moon. If it's something you're bringing into your life, like starting a new exercise routine, beginning of the month, end of the month, that new moon energy, bringing something in, beginning, getting something out, middle of the month, certain time for that purge. But since they talk about purge, for most of you, this is getting rid of something. It's not really adding something new. It's more of getting rid of something old. It's getting rid of something that just doesn't do you justice anymore. For some of you, this could be people. Could actually be people that are affecting your health here. If they're toxic and it's just bringing you bad juju, it's just not good. The angel oracle card I have here is Raziel. It's basically clairvoyance. It's saying that I'm helping your spiritual side awaken so you can clearly see heavenly love. So you're getting helped here with any kind of illusionary stuff you're going to be seeing through to the core of the truth here in December. The angels are helping you, your spirit guides are helping you, your team is helping you. But at the same time, we need to take action to quickly, boom, like a snap of a finger, get rid of whatever this is, so that your spiritual health and your physical health start kicking on the same page here, because that's what it's showing. It's showing that the death card inverted is showing no. We need that purge. Now, as I go back to that magician, that broken aspect, some of you may feel powerless here. You may feel like there's nothing you can do, whether it's health related or spiritual related. They're saying that's not the case. They want you to take authority with your mindset first. With the swords, swords is a suit of air. It's very cerebral. So be very firm with your thought process. Don't be wavery like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? No, be firm. Be firm. Decide and then initiate. If you set goals, for example, perfect thing to do, set goals for yourself for health. Make sure that you do what you set. Sometimes small goals are better. They're easier to attain and to get, hit the target on. So really be firm with your mindset. You have to decide before anything else. Next here, they want you to be very firm with your emotions. You guys, they're telling me, Aquarius, you guys have to feel this very deeply. Aquariuses do that. Aquariuses feel very deeply all by themselves before we get into any of this stuff. So the fact that they want you to pay attention to your emotions doesn't surprise me. And, I think you guys do a good job of it. I actually think you do a good job of making up your mind too. But when this comes up, it's going to need to happen for this change, for that quick, sudden, boom, boom, boom change for your health. You're going to need both. You're going to have to feel it, and you're going to have to be strong in your mind. That's what they're saying. So there's that. We're going to get into telling time now. Before I do that, I want to tell you about the newsletter, because I just got done doing the biggest giveaway ever. I gave everybody signed up for my newsletter a free reading. I do that once in a while. So make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter so you don't ever miss an opportunity like that. It's free. It's easy to do. It's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. You enter your first name, last initial, email address, send it off, and that's it. And if you're already in the email program, you don't have to do it again. The newsletter service, once is good. That's all you need. Now, if you're not getting the newsletter, which I have had some people tell me, it's probably because your email moved it to a different folder. Once I send them all off, I have no control of where they go. So check your junk folder, check your spam folder, check your other folders. You never know where it's going to end up. But that's good. It saves you. I always send, just one newsletter a month, like I said, and it's usually just for updates, and I give you guys promo codes to save money on readings and lots of good stuff there. So that's a no-brainer. So let me make some room here and do some telling time. Do I have aces here? Let me just double check. I think we're good to go as is. Yep. So I'm going to do telling time here. This is a 12 card set. The first round here is for the days that are they don't want you to miss. This is like 100% certain. Not that anything's 100% certain, but this is as firm as they can make it if something comes up this first round. And we have one already. So there's a date here. They want us two dates. And now I'm going to do one more round before I tack on time, just to make sure there's not a second wave, if you will. And then I'm actually going to cut away to calculate a few things. I'm not going to do that and spare you the boredom of that. So I'll cut away and I'll be right back with those dates and what they mean. So we actually have 3 dates. So a lot to talk about and discuss. I'll be right back. All right, Aquarius, I am back with some dates and some information here. Very important things. I'm going to start with the most recent, even though that's not the strongest vibration. They did give us a date on the second round there, which is secondary. It's not a priority, but at the same time, they wanted to give you this date, so we're going to give it to you. It's December 8th. It's coming up right here. It's actually not 2022 at all. It's right now. It's 2021. Now, what this date is, I'm going to put a bracket of December 5th through the 12th. So this is like, depending on when you're checking this reading out, it's probably right at the peak here. So this is the time they want you to nurture your mind. Pay attention to your mental health quite a bit. Your mental is key here. They really want you to nurture your mind. They say that things may occur that you don't have a tendency to do that, or maybe you just neglect it. You're so busy with everything else. Some of you work, some of you family, that you don't really pay a lot of attention to your mental health and see how you actually are. You check in with yourself is what I'm saying. So that's what they show right here early in December. They don't want you to wait, so really nurture your mindset. That's like I said, the secondary one. Now the most important date is over here. I got 2 of them actually. This one here, so now 2022. March 16th is my next major date. This is the time bracket of March 13th through the 20th. We got to bracket those times, so it's not specific to one day. But that is a time when there is a decision that needs to be made here. This is a very relevant decision, probably to your health, but it could be different areas of your life too. But this is a health spread, so likelihood it is a health related thing. They're saying that there's two different ways that you can go by the time March comes. They want you to pay attention to this because either way, they're showing that they don't want you to be stressed over this, because either way that you go with this, it brings you back to the same point. It's like a spiritual GPS here. So it's almost kind of like, even if you get off track a little bit with a different choice here or a different path, Spirit's going to bring you back. Everything's going to be okay. So they don't really want you to be stressed about it and sweating whatever is happening in March. So you might want to write that down, take some kind of mental note. It's hard to remember these things. So really, you might just want to make like a little sticky note for yourself to about March 16th, March 13th through the 20th there. Decisions are going to be okay no matter what. So really just don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Now, everybody else, we also have high significance on June 13th of 2022, about 6 months from now. This comes up as a big purchase. So for some of you, big purchase or big sale. Good time to either sell your home, purchase a home, sell a car, buy a car. These are big purchases. So whatever that means to you, good time for buying, good time for selling, middle of the year. So that could be a good target date. That's an easier one to remember. You probably don't have to write that down. I got June 13th for that, but let's bracket it 10th through the 17th there for June. Big purchase, big sale opportunity there for Aquarius. They wanted to share all that stuff with you. So I told you it's an interesting spread. It's not, of course, going to make sense now, except for that December one for sure. So that's going to be our entire spread for December. I know we've been through a lot, but that's it. That's what they wanted to do for you and to share with you. So I hope these messages make sense to you. That's what it's all about. I want to thank you for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you all in January, if not sooner. And take care and enjoy the holidays with your family. See you soon.